For many years, the public only witnessed the cheerful faces and uplifting melodies of the Gaither Homecoming artists. However, behind the scenes, several of these performers were silently battling personal hardships, far from the glow of the spotlight. From broken relationships to high-profile divorces, the untold stories of these gospel legends reveal a much more complicated reality. In this video, we delve into the hidden struggles and scandals that shook the very foundations of some beloved artists, exposing their humanity and the powerful redemptive paths they've taken. It's time to uncover the secrets that remained hidden for so long. Behind the dazzling lights and harmonious performances, many Gaither Homecoming artists endure emotional pain, relational difficulties, and personal challenges. For years, these issues remained out of public view, concealed from fans and the media. These weren't everyday troubles. They were life-changing events that tested their faith, endurance, and strength. Whether it involved navigating a painful divorce, family conflict, or seasons of spiritual doubt, their private lives reflected the same complexities and heartaches many of us face. Sometimes, the emotional toll became overwhelming, affecting not only their professional careers, but also their personal relationships. Yet, what makes their stories especially moving is how they chose to press forward through their darkest moments. Through unwavering faith, they found healing and strength. Many of them transformed their personal trials into testimonies, using those experiences to inspire and encourage others through their music and messages. Though painful, these hardships often brought a deeper sense of purpose and allowed them to connect more authentically with their audiences. These experiences gave them a voice filled with honesty and vulnerability, reminding listeners that no matter how difficult life becomes, hope for renewal and restoration is always possible. Behind every concert, album, and performance are real people with real struggles. Their journeys, though not without setbacks, showcase the resilience of the human spirit, the depth of grace, and the potential for healing even after deep wounds. Their ability to turn personal suffering into spiritual purpose made their music all the more impactful. They became vessels of hope and encouragement. One such example is Sandi Patty, a name well known in the Christian music world. In the early 1990s, her life took a dramatic turn when a scandal nearly ended her career. It came to light that while married to her first husband, John Helvering, Sandi had an affair with her backup singer, Don Peslis. This revelation not only ended her marriage, but also shocked her fans, many of whom saw her as a model of moral and spiritual integrity. As the details emerged, it marked the beginning of a long and painful, yet redemptive journey. Determined to learn and grow, Sandi Patty chose to face the consequences head-on. In 1995, she married Don Peslis, the man with whom she had the affair. While their marriage initially sparked controversy, it gradually became a story of second chances and redemption. Together, they built a blended family, and Sandi's life began to find stability. Though the wounds from the scandal and divorce didn't vanish, Sandi was no longer the same woman who once faced public disgrace. She had grown through her mistakes, discovering the profound power of forgiveness, grace, and new beginnings. She began using her story to uplift others facing similar pain. Sandi eventually spoke openly about her past, offering her experience as a testimony of restoration and God's healing love. Her candidness and deep faith resonated with longtime fans, showing them that it is possible to recover from failure and offer support to others going through hardship. Gradually, Sandi Patty's career began to rebuild. Her transparency allowed her to connect with her audience on a much more meaningful level. People no longer saw just a singer. They saw a survivor of deep personal trials. Her story gave hope to anyone who had stumbled and needed to start over. Over time, Sandi's voice remained as powerful as ever, and her ministry continued to expand. She became a sought-after speaker, sharing her testimony at Christian events and reaching others who felt broken or ashamed. No longer just a gospel performer, Sandi Patty emerged as a living example of God's grace and the transformative power of forgiveness. Her journey reminded people that no matter how far one falls, redemption is always within reach. Her scandal ultimately became a powerful example of healing, proving that it's possible to rebuild, reconcile, and emerge stronger than before. Sandi's courage, humility, and unwavering faith allowed her to turn pain into purpose. She became a celebrated artist and a beacon of redemption, showing the world that grace and second chances are real. Today, she remains one of gospel music's most iconic voices. Her legacy goes beyond her songs. It lives in the way she handled adversity, showing that even in our lowest moments, there is hope for a new beginning. Her story continues to inspire countless others, proving that no matter how difficult life may become, there's always a way forward. Another powerful example is Michael English, whose name once shone brightly in the Christian music world. Known for his soaring tenor and his work with the Gaither Vocal Band, Michael was at the height of his career when scandal unexpectedly struck. It wasn't a single misstep, but a series of very public events that unraveled his reputation and sent shockwaves throughout the Christian music community. Michael's rise to stardom had been meteoric. His soulful voice touched hearts, and his performances with the Gaither Vocal Band made him a beloved figure in gospel music. But behind his public image, turmoil was brewing. In the mid-1990s, Michael English's life took a dramatic turn when it was revealed that he had an affair with fellow gospel singer Marbeth Jordan. The affair, which was highly publicized, became one of the biggest scandals in the Christian music industry at the time. Michael's marriage to his wife Lisa Bailey ended as a result of the affair, and the public fallout was swift and unforgiving. The Christian community, which had once embraced him as a shining example of faith, now saw him as a hypocrite, a man who had not only failed his wife, but also betrayed the very principles he had professed. The scandal was a devastating blow not only to Michael's marriage, but to his career as well. His record label dropped him, and he was ostracized by many in the Christian music community. His fans, who had once looked up to him as a role model, now felt betrayed. The music industry, especially within the Christian genre, has high standards, and the public's reaction to Michael's infidelity was swift and harsh. His image as a clean-cut Christian singer was shattered, and he found himself without a career and without the support of his former community. For Michael, the fallout from the affair was a crushing blow. He had built his career on being an example of faith, and now that very foundation seemed to crumble beneath him. The pain of the public shaming combined with the heartbreak of his personal life falling apart sent him into a period of deep reflection and regret. For a while, it seemed as though Michael's career in Christian music was over. He had lost everything: his marriage, his reputation, and his place in the music industry. However, what followed was a story of redemption. Rather than disappearing from the public eye entirely, Michael chose to confront his mistakes head-on. He went through a period of personal soul-searching, seeking forgiveness from his family, his fans, and from God. Michael acknowledged his failures publicly, offering heartfelt apologies to the people he had hurt. His transparency in admitting his faults became a central part of his journey toward healing. While the road to recovery wasn't easy, Michael's willingness to confront his past and seek redemption won him back some of the respect he had lost. Years later, Michael English returned to the music scene, albeit in a different light. His comeback wasn't just about the music, it was about his transformation as a person. His voice was still as powerful as ever, but it was his story of personal struggle and redemption that resonated deeply with his audience. Michael returned to gospel music not as the perfect, untouchable star he had once been, but as a man who had faced his mistakes, worked to rebuild his life, and was now using his music as a means of sharing his journey. His return was met with a mixed response. Some embraced him with open arms, admiring his honesty and the way he had rebuilt his life. Others remained skeptical, unsure if they could forgive him for the scandal that had once tainted his name. However, Michael's journey was about more than just public opinion. It was about finding peace with himself and with God. He openly discussed the pain he had caused and the lessons he had learned. His music became a reflection of his personal growth and spiritual healing. And slowly but surely, his fans began to appreciate his honesty and the vulnerability he now brought to his performances. Michael's story is one of grace, redemption, and the power of second chances. His career, though significantly altered by the affair, was far from over. Over time, he was able to rebuild his reputation and regain a place in the Christian music industry. He worked with other artists, toured, and continued to release new music, but this time with a more mature and humble perspective. His comeback wasn't just about reclaiming his career. It was about reclaiming his life and his faith. In many ways, Michael's return to the stage was a testament to the power of forgiveness, both from others and from oneself. He had made a public mistake, but he didn't let that mistake define him forever. Instead, he used it as an opportunity to grow, both personally and professionally. He became an example to others that no matter how far someone may fall, it is always possible to rise again, stronger and wiser than before. Michael English's story is a reminder that fame and success can be fleeting, but redemption is always possible. His journey from scandal to redemption, from public shaming to personal restoration, serves as a powerful example for anyone who has ever faced failure or disappointment. Through his mistakes, Michael found a deeper understanding of faith, forgiveness, and the importance of humility. His story is not just one of personal recovery. It is a story of spiritual renewal and the power of grace. The world of gospel music, especially for those who perform on major platforms like the Gaither Homecoming series, can seem like a world of perfection. The songs are uplifting, the voices are powerful, and the messages of faith and hope are always clear. However, behind the scenes, many of these beloved Gaither artists have faced personal struggles that remain hidden from the public eye. These artists, who have touched the lives of millions with their music, have also had to navigate their own challenges, some related to relationships, others to health, and some to their own personal battles that few people know about. Despite the struggles they faced, many of these artists found ways to rise above their hardships, finding strength through faith, family, and community. In doing so, they've also demonstrated the true meaning of grace and redemption. While many fans are familiar with the bright lights and the music, the struggles of the Gaither artists often go untold. These individuals who stand on stage and sing songs of hope often face the same kinds of challenges and heartaches that everyone else does. Their stories of struggle are important, not just because they remind us that even the most gifted musicians are human, but also because of how they show the power of faith and perseverance in overcoming life's toughest moments. One of the artists who epitomizes this struggle is the beloved gospel singer Sandi Patty. Sandy's journey in the music industry has been a shining example of resilience. In the early 1990s, Sandy faced a personal scandal that would shake her career to its core. Known as one of the most respected voices in Christian music, Sandy's personal life came under intense scrutiny when it was revealed that she had been involved in an affair with her backup singer Don Peslis while still married to her first husband, Don Helvering. The news of this affair led to a public divorce, and Sandy found herself out of favor with the Christian community for a time. Despite the damage to her reputation, Sandy's story didn't end in scandal. She went through a period of repentance and restoration, finding solace in her faith and eventually remarrying Don Peslis in 1995. Sandy's openness about her mistakes and the journey of forgiveness she embarked on was a powerful example of redemption. She used her experience to connect with others who had experienced similar struggles, and, through her music, showed that healing is possible. Sandy's comeback was nothing short of remarkable as she continued to inspire millions of people with her story of grace and restoration. Similarly, Kelly Nellen Clark, another prominent figure in the Gaither Homecoming series, faced her own challenges in the 1990s. Kelly's first marriage to Jerry Thompson, a member of the Nellens, ended in divorce, a difficult experience that she rarely discussed publicly. However, Kelly chose to focus on the positives in her life. Remarried to Jason Clark, and together they formed a strong musical ministry. Kelly has always been open about the blessings of her new family and ministry, and her ability to move past her first marriage and find fulfillment in her work and personal life has made her a respected figure in gospel music. Jonathan Pierce, known for his incredible tenor voice, also faced personal challenges that became public knowledge. Jonathan, a former member of the Gaither Vocal Band, was married to Denise in 1994. However, their marriage ended in divorce in 2007, and the pain of that breakup became a major part of his story. Denise, in her book Flying Solo, shared her side of the troubled relationship, shedding light on the difficulties they both faced, including issues with identity and transparency. Jonathan's life and career took a different direction after the divorce, and he continued to pursue music, including work in interior design. Tragically, Jonathan passed away in 2020 at the age of 49. But his legacy in gospel music lives on. His voice and the emotions behind his music still resonate with fans who remember him for his incredible talent and the personal journey he undertook. Mike Hopper, a member of the Hoppers, faced a deeply painful separation from his wife Denise. The couple, who had been together for many years, separated in 2005, and Mike filed for divorce in 2006. Their divorce was finalized in early 2007, and it was a difficult time for the family. Despite this, Mike remained committed to his music, continuing his work with the Hoppers. Denise later became a music educator in North Carolina, and although details of their separation remained private, it was clear that the pain of the divorce weighed heavily on both of them. The Hoppers, however, continued to perform and maintain their place in the gospel music world, showing that even in the face of personal hardship, music and faith could provide the strength to keep going. Sonia Isaac, another beloved voice in the Gaither Homecoming series, also faced a period of personal hardship in the early 2000s when her marriage to Tim Stewart ended in divorce. Tim, a bass player and singer with groups like the Kingsman Quartet and Balsam Range, was not a member of the Isaacs, and their marriage, while once strong, eventually fell apart. Sonia remained single for several years, focusing on her music and her faith. Eventually, in 2009, she remarried to country gospel singer-songwriter Jimmy Uri, and together they built a strong family. Sonia's story is one of perseverance, showing how personal growth, healing, and new beginnings are possible even after the pain of a failed marriage. Perhaps one of the most high-profile and public struggles in the world of gospel music came from Michael English. Michael, a star in the Christian music scene, became embroiled in one of the most shocking scandals in gospel music history when it was revealed that he had an affair with fellow gospel singer Marbeth Jordan. The affair led to Michael's divorce from his wife Lisa Bailey and his subsequent fall from grace. His career came to a crashing halt, and he was dropped by his label. Michael, however, did not give up on his faith or his music. He went through a period of personal healing and redemption, returning to gospel music and finding a place of acceptance in the Christian music community. His comeback story is one of grace, showing that even the most prominent figures in gospel music can fall, but they can also rise again with humility and faith. Another artist whose personal struggles and triumphs have been a testament to resilience is Lauren Thigpen, known for her powerful vocals with the Tallies. In 2015, Lauren's marriage to Brian Alvey ended in divorce after 4 years. While Lauren has not shared the specific reasons for the split, she has spoken openly about the emotional hardship she faced during the experience. Since the divorce, Lauren has continued her music ministry, blending her music with speaking engagements and worship leadership. Her ability to rise above her personal difficulties and continue to serve the Lord through her music is an inspiration to many. Each of these artists has faced personal challenges that many people can relate to, and each has emerged stronger and more determined. Their stories of struggle, redemption, and perseverance remind us that even those who seem to have it all together are still human, and they face the same difficulties as anyone else. Through their music, they continue to inspire others, showing that no matter the obstacles in life, it is possible to find healing, redemption, and a renewed sense of purpose. These artists have proven that with faith, grace, and a determination to move forward, the darkest moments can be transformed into opportunities for growth and renewal.